Hey guys, well, we went from 0 subscribers to 35. We're growing. That's great. Well, thank you for following along. We'll keep this thing going. I thought I'd start with this next video. We'll just talk a little bit about sort of philosophizing around music, technology, the future. And that's been kind of the plan for this channel all along. So this is my thoughts about this. There's so much discussion about AI now, it's almost like exhausting. Everyone has an opinion, so I might as well share mine. I have, which I think is the correct view, which is a balanced view on AI. I think it's a double-edged sword. There's gonna be great uses and there's gonna be detrimental uses. And one of the things that I think we need to steer clear of, and I think it's just naturally we're gonna steer clear of it. As long as humans have a heart and we're pushing for this stuff, natural human creativity will not be replaced for two reasons. And this is what I believe to be fundamentally true about humans. And that's humans are designed to be creative. We want to be creative. Anybody who's ever made a piece of art or made a piece of music or built something, there's a satisfaction that comes along with that. That's sort of like intangible. It's just like there's something about us that's in us that wants to be creative. And there's an enormous, like, everybody who's ever made something, you feel like there's this connection to something else. Anyone who would say have a naturalistic view of the universe would say, well, no, it's just a bunch of synapses that have formed in a certain way. It's really like your brain is just a biological LLM, and just through a lifetime of existence, you have just trained this model, and now you're able to create something that is just an imitation of an amalgamation of everything that you've ever experienced in your life. And a super depressing view. One of my favorite quotes is from Einstein. He said, "It would be possible to describe everything scientifically, but it would make no sense. It would be without meaning, as if you described a Beethoven symphony as a variation of wave pressure." If you're just a pure naturalist, then that's all it is. That's all a Beethoven symphony is. It's just a interesting pattern of audio waves kind of compressing the air into your eardrum in a unique way that lights up your brain in a way that's positive. And it's just all just science, and that's it. And you stop there. I would argue that it is, yes, it is all of that stuff, but there's something else there. Because I think we've all listened to music that felt inspired, which is a word that, what does that even mean? But like something that feels almost, the clouds opened up and for a moment touched one person to create something. I think they're inspired by something. And I think you don't have to like be a religious or a spiritual person to be inspired. Like, I think that there's something that we all recognize is like beyond just the nuts and bolts of reality. I shared my views on this on my X, so follow me on X, and it got a lot of good feedback, and I thought I would share it with you here. And in the post, I say this, I say, music is a gift. It's the result of a creative act by a human. All those small and numerous details chosen by a human. We find that it is more than just the mechanical process of assembling one's knowledge of harmony, melody, and instrumentation. There's something extra that we have labeled in different ways. Some call it a muse, some say the human spirit. But when we look at nature, we see remarkable creativity. A sunset, intricate fractal patterns, a mountain vista. It reminds me of an ancient idea that there's perhaps a spirit beyond time and space that created this, and for some reason gifted that creative ability to us, pesky humans. The idea being that humans are imago Dei, made in the image of this creator. Companies and technologies with a desire to fully replace that creative source with some new breakthrough anti-human technology is kind of not good. The ideology is one that has permeated the Silicon Valley and VC world for decades, and it is absolutely the wrong use of technology, in my opinion. Yes, AI, LLM, machine learning technologies will have a great use in many cases, helping diagnose diseases, childhood education, replacing CEOs, but replacing the exact thing that makes us human, creativity, this, in my opinion, is wrong, and humans must push against this. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, is that technology, if you have a view of the universe that is just simply everything that you observe, and that's it, and that there isn't anything, that you're not open to the idea that there could be something beyond exactly what we perceive through these two spheres in our skull, connected to a bunch of neurons, and that's all it is, then I think we're gonna limit ourselves to what it truly means to be alive and to be creative. And every person that I've spoken to who's really creative, they kind of acknowledge this. Everyone says that there's something beyond all of us. And I don't know, that's the stand that I take. And that if we have technology that's replacing that fundamental component of it, then that definitely, there's something about that for me just makes me feel like that doesn't seem right. And I'm sure you felt the same way. Anybody that's gone onto one of these music generation websites like Suno or Udio, or you're prompting something and you're getting music back, and the quality is darn good, but it makes you feel almost insulting, offensive in a way, making fun human creativity, because it diminishes it. When you hear music created by AI, it's basically saying, humans, you are not special. This is all you're doing. Biological LLMs that are imitating all of the stuff that you've learned over a lifetime. That's it. That's all you are. You're a bundle of cells, and there's nothing else beyond that. And for me, that's a depressing view of reality, I think. I spent most of my life as an atheist. I've changed my views on that for reasons like this, and because that's a hopeless view of reality. And I believe that's why I believe that AI is not going to be a threat to human creativity and to human music creators. It's going to exist, and it's going to be something that people use, but at the fundamental level, want to be creative, and they want to see humans be creative. It's just as simple as that. And I think that's what AI is going to do, is that it's going to raise the human spirit. It's going to kind of put it up at a higher pedestal as something as having that X factor. There's something special about it. I don't know, that's my thoughts on that, and that's May 1st, 2025, and we'll look back at this and see if I'm right, if the machines actually took over and humans just stopped being creative. But you gotta look back at first principles. What are the fundamental truths of the universe, of reality, and apply that to everything. All right, thanks for watching. I'd love to hear what you have to say. No comment is off the table. I want to hear everything, the honest truth about what you believe about reality, about creativity, and about how that impacts technology. So thanks for watching.